This is Tuesday Tips for December the 2nd, 2025, here on Following Him, the Disciple Life. Tip: start your daily Bible reading today. Now, maybe you do a good job on this, and so if that's the case, then maybe this is just a video to share with someone. Maybe it's not something you need to hear. But for many people, when it comes to daily Bible reading, this will be on the list for the New Year's resolutions. Now, I do encourage New Year's resolutions because sometimes there are certain things that maybe December, it's a bit harder to work it in, but with the new year, with the holiday stuff dying down, it'll be easier to fit some new good habits in. Okay, fine. Some habits we need now, and one of those is daily Bible reading. Jesus said, if you abide in my word, you are my disciples indeed. Now, I think this was more than reading scripture. I think this was living scripture. This was living his teachings. Of course, at the time, Jesus's specific teachings were not written down yet. Of course, Jesus, being Yahweh in the flesh, then his teachings would include the teachings that were in the Old Testament scriptures as well. Of course, we have to make the necessary adjustments going from Old Covenant to New Covenant. But still, we claim to be his disciples. We're going to abide in his word, and while that includes living his word, in order to live his word, you have to know his word, understand his word. The only way you can do that is by reading his word.
Or hearing it read too.
So if you have put that on a list for New Year's resolutions, if you have worked ahead and started thinking about that or writing that down, if you see that on the list, start today. A chapter. Most folks can manage a chapter a day. I mean, there are some systems, like if you do 9 chapters a day of the New Testament, you can go through the New Testament once a month and this sort of thing. That's fine and good. And we might talk about that one actually in a later video. But just start today a chapter. And where to begin? I suggest Genesis. Now, yes, for Christianity, the specific things pertaining to the New Covenant are in the New Testament, but the background for the New Testament is in the Old Testament. The foundations for everything that we are goes back into the Old Testament. When Jesus was opening the scriptures to show his disciples that what happened to him, had to happen, that it was part of fulfilling prophecy. I mean, he's not using the New Testament; he's using the Old Testament. So I would say, go ahead and start with Genesis. Start in Genesis 1. Start reading. Maybe work your way through the Pentateuch, the first 5 books, before you get into the New Testament. And one I often suggest when it comes to the New Testament is the Gospel account of John. But even then, start with Matthew. That's fine. But start today. Start your daily Bible reading today. Do a chapter. You have a great rest of the day, and shalom.